Today I'm going to look at a short series of exercises based around the 1, 4 and 5 chords of any given major key. Okay? You'll find this useful if you fall into one of two camps. First of all, if you're just getting started learning about chords and harmony and how they affect piano playing and how you can use them as a basis for improvisation, you will find this useful. Secondly, if you are a little way along the line, if you like, but you find yourself getting trapped in just one or two keys, when you start improvising, it's dead easy just to get stuck in just playing in C or in F or in G major and not be able to branch out into other keys. It's something I talk about a lot. So if you're in either of those two positions, you should find this fairly useful. Okay? Let's start off by defining what I'm talking about, the 1, 4 and 5 chords. Let's imagine we're in the key of C major, to keep things simple to start with. Okay? The 1 chord is the root, is C itself. The 4 chord is the chord built on the 4th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, F. And the 5 chord is built on the 5th note of the scale, G. Okay? All of those are built using, as you can see, simple triads of 3 notes. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Just if you're new to playing chords, especially, just get a sense of that. You know, say to yourself in your head, 1, 4, 5. Let's try in a different key. Let's imagine we're in the key of G major. Okay, our number 1 chord is G, obviously. Our number 4 chord is C. Our number 5 chord is D. Okay? So the first stage of the exercise is to find your 1, 4 and 5 in as many different major keys as you can think of. Okay? There are 12 basic major keys. Obviously some of them have 2 names if they're starting on a black note. But see, go through them, maybe in order, maybe randomly, and see if you can find the 1, 4, 5. So say you're in A flat, G sharp, same key, A major, A flat major, G sharp major. A flat is your number 1 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. D flat is your 4 chord, and E flat is your number 5 chord, 1, 4, 5. So that's the first bit of the exercise. Go through as many major keys as you can, just finding your 1, 4, 5. You'll have noticed it really helps if you know your scales. Okay, I've talked about scales again recently, but this is yet another area where knowing your scales is really helpful to you. If you don't know your scales, you should still be able to work out the 1, 4, 5 by ear, but it is great if you can work them out by going up the scale. Okay. Before we go on to the next part of the exercise, let's just think a little bit about why we're doing this. What's the point of knowing 1, 4, 5? 1, 4, 5. Why not learn about 1, 2 and 3 chords and pick those out? It's because 1, 4 and 5, if you're playing a major song, are going to be usually the most common chords you come across, and they're certainly, in structural terms, in harmonic terms, they're the most important. Okay. Again, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know a bit about that. You'll know, for example, that G is the dominant chord of C. Okay, so G, you can feel it always wants to resolve onto C when you're in the key of C major. Okay, and that's the same with any 5th chord. Okay, so say we're in E flat, the 5th is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it wants to resolve onto E flat. The 4th chord is more interesting because it's kind of the halfway house between the two. It's a major chord. Let's imagine we're in C, and the 4 chord is F. It shares that note, C, with the root chord, so it's still got a bit of flavour of the root, but it also itself has a bit of a resolving effect. Okay? Okay, it wants to resolve onto either C, or it quite wants to go up onto G, which then resolves to C. So, putting all that kind of theory aside, even if you just look online at the chord sequences of songs, you'll find whatever major key a song is in, the 1, 4 and 5 chords are the most important. Minor keys are a little bit different, okay, and a little bit more complicated, and I'm not going to dig into them today, but you know, 90% of songs are in major keys, so you know, this will still help you an awful lot. Okay, so the first stage of our exercise was just to find all those different major keys and find the 1, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 4, 5. That was E. So E, A, B. Okay. The next stage is to play the chords in their different triad inversions. Okay, that sounds complicated. It's not desperately complicated. Let's imagine we're in C major. Look at that chord of C. C, E and G are the notes. You can play it in that inversion, or you can play it in that inversion. Notes are still the same, C, E and G. Or you can play it in, get my fingers mixed up, that inversion, C, E, G. And we usually talk about root position, first inversion, second inversion. You don't need to remember that terminology. So this time through, again, find your, when you've got confidence finding your first, fourth and fifth, find your 1, 4, 5, but play each of those inversions of each chord. So let's say we're at C, play C, F, G, and you can finish with a bit of a flourish on C. Okay, let's try it in a different key. Let's go to F. Okay, so we know that F is our number 1 chord, B flat is our 4 chord, C is our 5 chord. Okay, and again, try that exercise over and over and over again. Get used to the feeling of the chords under your hands. Okay. When I say try over and over, I really, really mean that. Go for it and go for it and go for it until it's kind of second nature. The thing about playing the piano, it's not kind of like playing a one-note instrument like the trumpet or the clarinet or whatever, because a lot of what you do has to be done on autopilot. Your hands have to be able to find the different chord patterns, the common chord patterns, for themselves. Okay, you feel like it's your I was talking about your fingers doing the thinking. Actually, it's your subconscious brain which has been trained to find the particular chord shapes. Okay, so what this is doing is helping you find the 1, 4, 5 of all the different keys, but also getting your fingers to learn all the different positions. Okay, so it's really useful. Next stage of the exercise, let's go back into C and let's mix and match our inversions. Okay, we're still playing 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, but you see how we're playing around with the inversions. We're just seeing what lands under our fingers. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the third stage. Again, go into your different major keys, find your 1, 4, 5s, and play around with the inversions. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. Okay, that's in B flat major. And from there you can begin to really experiment, because the fourth stage is to kind of let yourself go a bit. You don't have to play the same inversion in each hand. Okay. This is where I have to start thinking quite hard. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. Okay, you're leaving notes, I'm beginning to miss notes out. That's the sixth stage. You free yourself from triads. So, you know, of course you can play a C chord like that. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. Okay, just keep finding the 1, 4, 5, trying lots of different keys. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. Keep doing it and doing it. 1, 4, 5, 1, from there, your next and final stage is to start putting a little bit of rhythm in. This way, we're moving into improvisation, into comping, into that kind of thing. 1, 2, sorry, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, and even beginning to take them out of order. 1, 5, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, and just play around with the 1, 4 and 5 chords as much as you can. And again, if you're new, do it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Okay, I'm sorry if it's boring. Actually, it's not. It's kind of addictive after a while. Try and find different sounds, play with a whole keyboard, try and find interesting kind of little inversions, and experiment and experiment and experiment until whoever you live with has either left or thrown you out because it's so annoying to listen to. Okay? So there we go, really important stuff. Obviously there's other chords as well, you know, we've got 2, 3, 6 diminished seventh, but those 1, 4 and 5 chords are incredibly important in all the major keys. So get your head around them, get practising them, play around. If you get stuck, if you've got any questions, stick a comment in the comment thread and I'll get back to you. Or send me a message, that's fine. If you're interested in that, you might be interested in my book, How to Really Play the Piano, because it's got a full section. Part 1's all about harmony, and it really is the most important stuff. If you're interested in playing pop or jazz or blues on the piano, getting your chords down pat, getting really confident on the keyboard is your #1 priority. So there's a whole section in there. You can get the print edition, or the digital download is available for £9.95. Okay, so there we go. As I say, any questions, fire away. Always happy to help out. And keep watching the videos, and I hope you enjoyed them.